Soul Cycle Alchemy, Alchemy, Alchemy. Another Saturday night, y'all. Let's do it.
Yes, let's do it. Good night, and Marika. All right. So, wait, what do you want to do? Want me to start off with the mantra first, and then we get
Yeah.
on? Okay. All right. Through the power, force, might, and will of the great nothingness of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible light, from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into physical realization, actualization, and form, is now being and becoming an active force of higher consciousness and an active force of infinite intelligence within me now, being and becoming the great primordial, Typhonian dragon, God sign, Kundalini flame. Now, whirling and ascending up my spine from my root chakra to my central heart chakra on up to my royal crown chakra, igniting my royal crown chakra, illuminating my first eye, my Lord Aminel Dragra, my hidden priestly grandmaster Magi Dragon, Godson, King and Queen, igniting all of the 72 chakras in my first eye, my 72 primordial dragon, Godson, Kings and Queens, and all of our legions of legions of legions of legions of armies of armies of armies of armies. Now, being and becoming able of willing all of the powers, forces, elements, essences, dark matter, and dark energy into being and becoming all of our wills servants, serving all of our wills, objectives, intentions, and desires, crystallizing them all into physical realization, actualization, and form as I will and command it to be. Now, being and becoming an active force of unstoppable energy that I need now to help me overcome all of the obstacles, adversities in my life, completely dissolving all of my worries, lack, problems, and fears into nothingness. Now, manifesting into my life as all of the substance that I need to will and command my life into the proper order and law that I will and command and desire my life to be, as I affirm the positive abundance and the absolute all, as an eachness of oneness and the absolute all, manifesting into my reality as divine love, perfect health, and vitality, the abundance of prosperity and the absolute all, enriching my life and the life of everyone around me while protecting me from the evil of human thoughts and evil deeds against me and my family, neutralizing all of my enemies, bringing all out war, judgment, death, and destruction upon the evil soulless counterfeit spirits, the ignorant walking dead automatons and their Lord and God, the demiurge, and its archonic forces, enslaving and feeding off of the energy of the divine spark, the Kundalini race, and all of the entities and deities aligned with Yaldabaoth who slayed our souls before creation, trapping them all in its prison of this physical realm of physical matter to be reborn, live, suffer, and die over and over again and again for centuries and millenniums until now. Because now's the time of our rise, as we all ascend back up to conscious unity, as now's the time of their fall, as all out war, judgment, death, and destruction is upon them all, as we are now willing commanded to be, through the power, force, and might, and will of the great nothingness of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible light, from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into physical realization, actualization, and form, as we are now willing commanded to be. Abracadabra, Ashe.
Press
Crown,
for change, bro.
yep,
Ashe.
Ashe. Crown chakra day libations. Ain, the nothingness. Ain soft, the infinite. Ashe. Ashe. Ain soft, or the infinite light. Ashe. Adam
Ashe.
Chapman, better known as Atik Yaman, the ancient of ancient, the most ancient of days, the primordial Christ. Ashe. Irie Campton, the hidden face, the primordial Christ. Ashe. Atzlith, emanations, the supernal holy universe manifesting as the holy divine names, the cosmic Christ. Ashe. The great abyss of Gnosis, manifesting as the crown of Zeramp in the small face, the indwelling Christ. Ashe. At Berea, form, creation, and paradise, manifesting as the holy, divine, infinite, magical, dark archangels and demons. Ashe. Yetzirah, formation, manifesting as the holy, divine, infinite, magical orders of dark angels and demons. Ashe. Ashia, the actual physical world in the making, manifesting as our holy, divine, infinite, magical, earthly kingdom, Ashe. Yeshida, the holy, divine spark, manifesting as our holy, divine, infinite, magical will, Ashe. Heya, our holy, divine, infinite, magical life force, manifesting in us as our holy, divine, infinite, magical desire, Ashe. Neshama, our holy, divine, infinite, magical, holy soul, heavenly soul, manifesting in us as our holy, divine, infinite, magical, heavenly thoughts, Ashe.
Ashe.
Ruach, our holy divine soul, manifesting in us as our holy divine infinite magical words spoken through us. Ashe. Nephish, our holy divine infinite magical earthly soul, manifesting into physical realization, actualization, and form as we are now willing commanded to be. Ashe. Kether, the crown. Ashe. Hakma, wisdom, the supernal father. Ashe. Bana, understanding, the infinite, the intelligence, the supernal mother. Ashe. Doth, the great abyss of gnosis, Ashe. Hesed, mercy, Ashe. Gavora, judgment, Ashe. Tiferet, beauty, Ashe.
Ashe.
Netzik, victory, Ashe.
Ashe.
Had, glory, Ashe.
Ashe.
Yasad, foundation, Ashe.
Ashe.
Malkut, the kingdom, Ashe.
Ashe.
The power, force, and might and will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of almighty flow, the cosmic flower, constantly blooming the absolute all into being. Ashe. Lord Amenel Drakra, the hidden priestly Grand Master, Magi, Dragon, Godson, King, and Queen. Ashe. And to all of our chaos, cosmic, and earthly ancestors that was, that is, and that is being and becoming greater and greater now and forever. Ashe.
Islam. Order out of chaos.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Divine darkness.
Divine darkness.
Yep. The parents, the mother and father of light.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to read this. I want to read this article right quick about quantum reality and it's hyperdimensional physics. Right. It
Mm-hmm.
says the question of what is the real dimensional physical time space, whether time space is continuous or discourse, dis no discrete discrete is one of the most fundamental questions of present day quantum physics and cosmology 1 and 2. In some recent publications, this question was answered for a period of view, a point of view which may be interpreted as a natural compromise between the the discrete and the continuous, namely the transfinite. Transfinite means relating to or denoting a number corresponding to an infinite set in the way that a natural number denotes or counts members of a finite set. So it's basically a mathematical equation dealing with the infinite and finite, corresponding numbers dealing with the infinite and finite. Okay, for numerous theoretical experiments, experimental, and not least, it's statistical. Statistical. Statistical is um, let me see, because I looked it up and it ain't even coming up though. Uh, I looked it up, but it wasn't coming up. But I'm gonna copy it right here.
So
Look at
what is this about again?
it's about hyperdimensional physics.
Hyper. Oh, okay. Mm.
So yeah, I wanted to read this because I have something to explain to people about reality and stuff. So I just need to explain this. I need to read this first though.
Oh,
Um, but yeah, not to bore the people, but let's see. Oh, this word ain't even in here. Okay, there it is. Uh, it says trans and ain't the good. Oh man.
Okay.
Okay,
Before
this.
we go on, I want to.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
My heart goes out to all of those poor people in Florida, that state of Florida right now, and all the other states that are going through the devastation from the hurricane. I mean, to me, it's kind of a coincidence that just before the hurricane, the governor of Florida, DeSantis, he got fed up with the immigrants that were being sent to Florida, and he packed them up on airplanes and sent them back to Washington, D.C. And I think the straw that broke the camel's back is when he sent them to Martha's Vineyard. And that really pissed the Democrats off. And then next thing you know, a week later, his state gets hit with a Category 4 hurricane. What do you think about that? Think that was by coincidence, or maybe that was some payback?
It may have been some payback, but we have to be mindful of that. There. I don't think it's a because people think it's heart or some type of weather control machine or whatever using to control the weather. I don't get into all that.
Well,
I'm not.
you see,
I don't think it's a
see,
coincidence though.
we see what was crazy about different about this storm. It didn't form from West Africa. It formed in the Caribbean.
Mm.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
just
that's
out of a
weird
sudden.
because all the hurricanes usually start on the coast of Africa.
Yeah, this one just formed in the Caribbean and then just and was sent to Florida. Okay.
But no, what's the weird? See, that's not even the weird part, bro. The weird part is all of these damn ocean or these gulfs and these lakes when all the water was missing. The Gulf of
Oh,
Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico was empty, bro.
oh yeah,
And
the
also
water
another
receded.
Tahoe, not Tampa Bay. That
Yeah,
shit was empty. The
yeah,
ocean,
bro.
it was empty. People was able to basically walk where the ocean used to be, bro. So yeah, it's some weird climatical changes happening and everything. But like I said, that's why I'm reading this because I'm reality is not what it seems to be, and we have been fed a lot of bullshit about what reality actually is. And I mean, I don't think we got a grasp on it. And it's not the government. It's something bigger than they ask. They don't even understand what's really going on. If you ask me, you know what I'm saying? They don't. To me, I don't think they have the technology. I think there's other entities amongst us that have the technology that are interfering somewhat when it's not supposed to be. But I don't think it's the government so per se. So this the mundane back and forth drama amongst the Democrats, Republicans. I don't think that's what it is. It's deeper than that, bro.
Oh
That's
well.
deeper, way deeper. It's some spiritual shit going on. It's some
Well, this
reality. It's some
happened.
reality check going on. Reality check, bro.
Okay, well, this is not the first time this has happened. This has happened before. In fact, I think it was in 2018 or 2019. On one part of the planet, the water had receded, and then on the other part of the planet, the water was flooding. They were having a tsunami.
Well, there's a major distribution of water going on this planet right now, bro. Major distribution of water because they saying it's flooding in some areas, and some
Hmm.
areas don't have no water at all.
Oh
So
yeah. Hmm.
there's a major distribution of water going on, and like I said, this is can be attributed to climatical changes, but I think it's that, but it's also some deeper spiritual shit going on, and
Oh,
we got to be mindful of that reality. And the thing about it is, we think reality is what we've been taught reality is all these years, bro. But it's way deeper than that. Like reality is like some extreme. control system that they control. If they control our minds, they control reality, bro. When they control our mind, they literally control reality, and they can bring forth hurricanes, weather storms, all type of shit just by controlling the collective conscious. What I'm trying to get people to realize, man.
Well,
There's
you
so
remember
much
when
that can be done.
you remember when we was talking about CERN, and I said they probably have two colliders, the one under the ground and us, the second one.
Well, the thing about it is you have to have a correspondence to in any magical trick you're doing. You got to have like corresponding um, objects from one end of the world that the reality to another end of that reality, and like a correspondence. And they're creating, like when you create an altar, you're creating something that's happening in the unseen world in a physical manner. So that's what the CERN is. It's a physical version of a collective energy that they're trying to manifest. They're trying to not manifest. It's already manifested. That they're trying to take advantage of, with which is within us. They're trying to. It's within us, and they're using the CERN as like a conduit. Mm-hmm. It's a conduit to pull that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there is nothing outside of the human or the mental realm. Everything is inside the mental realm. Everything is mine. Everything is mine. Everything is mental.
Okay, with that being the case, then that kind of gives us an advantage. If they're using our mental energy to manifest things, all we have to do is make this put this out more into the public domain, and so the public can be more aware of this, and the public start using that energy and manipulating. We take the power away from them, or we use them while they're thinking they're using us. We're using them, and we're using it. We're instead of allowing them to use that power on us, or using our power against us, we start using our power to our advantage and against them, through them trying to take advantage of us.
The thing about it is we have to take control of our own minds right now. Like, they're not in control of themselves. They're not in control of their mind. They're being co-opted. Their mental, their whole essence is co-opted at this moment. So that's working against us right there. That, you know what I'm saying? So we have to actually snap people out of it. And these things that's happening is going to snap people out of it. So they're trying to take advantage of as much control is being broken. That control that they have over us is being broken slowly but surely. End of the fact that they no longer have the control over our minds anymore.
Yeah, and that's because of people like Bobby.
Once they no longer have the control.
Yeah, that's because of all the old people, those scholars, Bobby Hemmett,
you got Blair. You got brother the brother Azir Bay.
Oh,
he just passed away.
He just passed away. Yeah. But he broke a lot of codes. He gave up a lot of information that empowered us. And now the great thing, the brother's on the other side. So we got a warrior on the other side to fight for us.
Think about it. This is crazy though, brother, because you have the more in-depth concepts, or you got the more sophisticated understanding of reality, then you got your basically simple grasp of it. I see that the whole conscious community right now don't know how much they've been influenced by the people who are not as popular in the conscious community, like Bobby. He's become popular recently. Yeah, Azir, he's become popular recently too. Like these
Mm-hmm.
people were not as popular as other gurus in the community, but they was influenced by those people way more than them inadvertently. Like people don't understand that energy is like it, especially Bobby Hemmett. Like you can get his energy inadvertently. Like you know what I'm saying? People are catching up to what he is saying now. To right
Yeah.
now, that's crazy. I swear to God, they just now catching up. They just now catching up.
Yeah. I mean, when he got sick and when he had his stroke, I was started listening to him in 2010, and then I listened to almost everything he had out there. And then all of a sudden, he got sick and he was out of the game, and there was nothing new coming from him. But didn't need anything new coming from him because he gave us everything we needed to know for that time.
Man, it's
So
impossible for you have to have watched everything Bobby Hemmett got online right now.
yeah, well, that's true because
I'm
there's still
talking
new
about,
shit.
man. I didn't went on there and found some new shit that
Yeah,
I hadn't heard before. I was like, wow.
yeah,
He put in the work, man. He put in a lot of work. So he's due for that rest he going through right now. Like he don't need it. We don't need him no more. He gave
yeah,
us enough. He gave us everything already. You
yeah. And
feel me?
plus, at that time, I had Real Player, so I downloaded all his shit on Real Player, so I can play it. I played that shit while I was asleep. So I had hours and hours and hours and hours of his teachings and a whole lot of other people just
See, that's how I
download.
used to do too. I used to just sit up there and watch all his videos. Mind you, he got 4-hour videos.
Yeah, more than that. No, he had
I would
six,
sit there
seven
and
hours
watch
video.
the entire. I would sit there and watch the entire damn video, bro.
I did that too. seven
I'm talking
hour
about
video.
damn near all his videos. I watched the entire damn video, all damn near all his shit. Like I said, I'm finding new ones on there and shit, but damn near all of them. And then another brother is what's the brother name? He passed away too.
Oh, Dawood.
See, Dawood, he was on some spiritual shit too, but he was on some mundane, you know what I'm saying, politics. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Are
Uh-huh.
you talking about the same Dawood? I'm talking about from the 600. What was the name of his group? What was the name of his group?
The one with the dreads and
Yeah, he was around for. He been around for a while. He was the first one to introduce Bobby Hemmett into when he went to New York. When he went to New York, he was the one who
yeah, that
introduced.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah,
Dawood, that's a very powerful brother too. You know what I'm saying? That's a very
yeah.
powerful
When
brother too.
yeah, when he was on, he kind of like, you know, he had some issues. But so what?
Listen, brother. Regardless, I never really heard no issues when I heard him talk. I don't know what
Yeah.
the issue was. I heard he used to drink a lot, but shoot, he was
It was a
straightforward.
little more. It was a little more than that, but you know what? I can't judge because I shit. There's almost nothing I didn't do.
I mean, to me, all that shit is cliche. All that shit is passe. And to me, at the end of the day, we're moving so beyond this
But
program that we've been on. We
yeah,
moving far beyond this program we've been on, and that's the conflict right now. That people are still stuck on that programming, and that program is we're being forced out of that programming right now. We're being literally forced out of it.
yeah, it's obsolete. It's the old age. It's we're being forced out of everything that we were in the old age, and now we got to we're like green. We're green again. We're becoming green.
Right. Somebody was talking about that too, and it's like I think that's equivalent or to associated with the frequency. Is that you know what I'm saying? They saying we were the green people, we were the blue people, and those were different frequencies was on when we was evolving in those different stages of evolution and stuff. That we was green people at one time because that's the vibration we was on, and
Yeah.
we was blue, and because that's the vibration we was on, and now we're brown because that's the vibration that we on right now. And it makes sense because that color is nothing but vibration.
Well, we're
Visual
brown
vibration.
now. We're brown now because something happened, and our blood became iron.
That's exactly what it is.
Oxidized.
It's in the blood.
Yeah.
It's something
Oxidation.
about the blood. Yep, you're right. You are
Yeah.
right about that.
Yeah. There was a cataclysm that took place, and yeah, now we age faster, we die faster, and the whole vibratory rate.
That's what I was talking about the difference between the reality we're producing now and the reality that we're going to be producing.
Well, the
Right?
reality, yeah, because, well, first of all, people got to understand that we did not originate in the physical. We originated from the spiritual, and we're not going to remain in the physical. We're
The thing
going
about
back.
it is we got to understand what physical is. Physical is nothing more than spirit slowed down.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the same. It's the same material. It's the same essence. It's slowed down to a point where the vibration seems like it's not vibrating. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
but
saying?
see,
But we know that's not true.
this is the grossest level of matter, though, physical matter. It's the grossest level of matter. And the dumbest. That's why it takes things.
Anything with a spirit has to move slower is going to be degenerate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the spirit has to move slower, and opposed to the quantum reality that we really exist in, where things are more instantaneously happening. Then you know what I'm saying? It's more. That's kind of what I wanted to get into reading the article. Remember, I put up a post on Facebook the other day while I was speaking on how, because I've been reading a lot about quantum physics. I've been reading a lot about hyperdimensional physics and stuff, and it's like when you understand these things, you go into a higher cognizance of reality that we are not orientated into this reality. They don't teach us this. Like, this is what they were doing in Egypt, and Egypt is not a place. Okay, Egypt was a way of being. Well, let's connect. Let's go. Let's even go, because that's not even the name. It wasn't Egypt. That's a Greek version of the name Kemet. Kemet was a place where they were performing alchemy. They were performing soul alchemy. So that's why they call it Kemet, where they practice.
And the reason why they were doing that is because we fell from the spiritual into the physical, and we were losing our memory. And so they set up the mystery schools and the priesthoods to restore, to preserve all of the sciences and everything that we were in the higher dimensions, in the fourth dimensions, or whatever, before it crashed. Okay.
What correlates? What correlates with that? What actually correlates with that is the falling angels, bro. Our falling from vibrational frequency, from one vibrational frequency to this vibrational frequency, is similar to the fallen angels, right? Then you go into the fallen angel story, right? There was basically a couple of angels. It was a couple of angels in heaven. Now you mind you, heaven is this vibrational state of being, like we was talking about, that we fell from. So there was a couple of angels basically who created humanity. There was Elohim, because it was an Elohim station of angels who created human beings, right? So these humans that they created, right, they fell in love with the humans, right? They fell in love with the humans to the point where they defied Most High to bring knowledge to these humans, because they wanted to bring knowledge to the humans because they see the divine spark in human. They seen the potential of human, meaning that was they basically when you saying they seen the potential, they seen the chaos and the potential in them, because that's what chaos is, potential, right?
Okay, but you
So
see,
Lucifer literally convinced them to rebel against Most High for their love for humanity, bro. It was their love of humanity that brung them down to a vibration. Period.
no, Lucifer, no. The demiurge told Lucifer to bow down to man, and Lucifer said, "Hell no."
No, that's not no. Well, at first, Lucifer was a rebellious angel, basically, who was trying to get humanity to knowledge, certain knowledge. They were trying to get humanity certain knowledge of life and death, basically. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
Lucifer, okay, but Lucifer actually is a feminine principle. It's not a masculine principle. And in Gnosticism,
That's
Lucifer,
no. You're right. You're right. But I'm just giving you the how that correlates with that whole idea of us lower, are coming to a lower vibration. That
well,
story is a story of us falling in vibration,
okay,
because
but in Gnosticism,
literally these angels basically they loved humanity to the point where they defied Most High. You know what I'm saying? So just pour their love for humanity. See, and that's what I
well,
mean.
was that
It's
now when you
symbolic.
say
That's
they
what it's
defied the Most
symbolic.
High? Was that the Most High, or was that the demiurge?
Well, in the
Because the
cosmology
Most
in the
High didn't have
story,
nothing to do with this creation. The Most High, that is, they reside in the pleroma, the fullness. In Gnosticism, they come from the aeons exist in the pleroma.
I'm just talking about. I don't know. You can tell me. You can tell me. I'm just talking about the story of the fallen angels.
Oh,
The
the
story of
fallen
the
angel.
fallen angels is they fell because of their love of humanity, bro. They
Oh,
rebelled against Most High because they loved humanity. They wanted to get humanity the knowledge of good and evil because they saw the potential in humanity, right? And they
yeah.
failed because of it. So humanity itself is the fallen angel, is the falling vibration.
Well, in Gnosticism, it's totally different story. Humanity didn't fall. Humanity was pushed.
Well,
And
I know a story you talking about. You saying humanity forgot they were, and
no, no,
they
no,
were
no, no,
cursed.
no.
They were cursed to
Humanity,
be humans. They were cursed to be
well,
humans, and then they
no,
became humans.
humanity was created by a evil, sadistic being and his angels, Yaldabaoth. And Yaldabaoth, who tore itself out of its mother's womb before it was born, was never born. It was aborted. So it was flawed from the beginning. And so after it stole its mother light and created the universe and then created man, everything it created was flawed. Everything that came from it was flawed. It created. It tried to create a copy of the pleroma, and it came out flawed. And so Sophia had to come down and bring the divine spark and put it in man, and so man can perfect the flaw, because this universe is a flawed universe because it came from a flaw. Now the only thing down here that's not part of the flaw is the divine spark that's in man. That's the only thing down here that's really perfect. Everything else, yeah, everything else is just a part of this matrix that was created by Yaldabaoth, who botched the job up trying to make a copy of the real true universe. So this universe is just a copy of something greater, and we were entrapped down here by Yaldabaoth, but also we were provided with the divine spark, so we can ordain this universe and bring perfection to this universe, and then end this universe.
I see the same thing playing out in that cosmology too, of the vibration lowering people, these entities that lower that came to a lower vibration that they were on prior to them falling. It's the same story, man. It's like, okay, so when you saying the Dalabroth created a flawed humanity, that's an emanation of something else, of another creation story. That's another creation. So that's another version, because we got to realize that we're looking at figments of figments of figments of figments. You got to break through all those figments of reality, then you can see the true essence of that. So it's the same essence of the fact that you have to heighten your vibration in order for you to break through these figments, for you to break through these emanations to get to the source, which is now, like I said, which is the source is within is within us. But you got to break through a gang of bullshit. You got to break through a gang of bullshit to get there. Your ego. You got to break through your humanity. You got to break through your emotional dysfunction. You got to break through all of that to get to the true essence of what really is there. That's how you heighten your vibration. Because other than that, you are in these figments matrix, these emanations, these creations of a creation of a creation of a creation.
Yep.
That are not
emanation of an emanation.
Emanation of an emanation, and this is what you stuck in. That's the sunken place. That's the sunken place right there.
But however, no. Actually, the entire thing is an illusion. Even the higher dimensions, they're just an illusion too.
No, I wouldn't say. Let me finish. Yep, you're right. But what happens is everything around you is a figment of our minds. We are in our minds right now, collective minds, right? So that's what when you say illusion, you're talking about what? You're talking about an emanation of the mind, of a creation of the mind. You're creating. You're creating this reality around you, and because it appears that we're separate from most of the creation that happens. We're directly connected because the collective it's the collective consciousness that created us. It's the collective consciousness. Individually, you creating your reality in your individual world, but that individual creation is the result of the micro creation, which is the collective consciousness. You know what I'm saying? That's the macro.
I believe, remember when I talk about the day of Brahma? I think any part of evolution on the day of Brahma, all parts of evolution on the day of Brahma is an illusion. And the only real true reality is the night of Brahma. The day of Brahma is an illusion.
But you see power in the fact that the illusion is something that we're creating. That's powerful.
Yeah, it's a video game that we can participate in.
But also, listen, we not creating it consciously. We're not creating it consciously.
No, we're doing it subconsciously. Subconscious.
Everything is the result. It's not consciously. We're not consciously doing this. Then that's what happens is you try to act. A lot of times we're trying to control it with the conscious mind. No, you can't. We get caught up in we get caught up in these movie versions of that reality, but it's really subconscious, meaning you have to master yourself. You have to master, because the subconscious is just it just got all this information. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is it's connected to your higher spiritual self. These, because you do a lot of stuff subconsciously that is like you're not even aware of the shit, right?
Yeah.
You
Ever read the book?
Subconsciously, but it's,
Have you ever read the book called The
you know what
Power
I'm
of the
saying,
Subconscious Mind?
behavior patterns that just happen subconscious.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the book The Power of the Subconscious Mind?
No, but I can imagine. I've read articles about the subconscious mind, so I'm pretty much sure.
You can listen to this book on audio on YouTube. Power of the Subconscious Mind, the book. I'm going to get the author of it. By Joseph Murphy. Power of the Subconscious Mind. It's a very powerful book.
The conscious mind is nothing more than the ego.
Well, actually, in the Power of the
ego.
Subconscious Mind, it teaches you how to use the conscious mind to program the subconscious mind. It teaches you how to
you can, yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the interface, right? The conscious mind will be the interface.
Yeah. And it's also the keeper at the gate.
Same thing.
It makes sure it don't let it is there to block certain things from getting in.
But do you see what I mean by mastery of yourself? Because you can't have others, because this is why they spend so much time programming our minds, because they know that's how reality is created.
Yeah,
and what do I mean by programming? Like, most people react based on a program that they saw. Their responses is based on reference points given to them by the program. Right.
Well, one powerful tool that they use is the power of suggestion, auto suggestion. Well, suggestion. We have to use auto suggestion. The auto suggestion is the way you program the subconscious mind by consciously giving the subconscious mind a set of orders or orders that you want the subconscious mind to carry out. And you do this repetitively or through rituals or whatever. And the whole key is to stimulate the subconscious mind. And once the subconscious mind is stimulated and you pass the seed on to the subconscious, you plant the seed in the subconscious mind that you want planted, the subconscious mind will bring that into reality, because it's our connection to cosmic energy. It's our connection to infinite intelligence.
It is infinite intelligence. The subconscious mind is infinite intelligence. It's directly how because you know how we go by logic most of the time, when it's really your logic and your emotion that has to be balanced out. So now we get a lot of receiving messages that get convoluted in translation, because your emotional and your logical self is not in marriage. They're not balanced with each other. So a lot of stuff is gonna lose you, it's gonna miss you. You know what I'm saying? So when you programming your subconscious mind, you have to understand that a lot of that programming is affected. The effect comes with the emotional programming, right? You have to program yourself in opposed to being programmed. That's what I
Yeah.
mean by mastering yourself. Not only
Hmm.
your mind, your psychology, but you have to program your emotions.
And see, when I was younger, the great thing, the one advantage I had was that I read books like Think and Grow Rich. Like Napoleon Hill is used in all of our shit is in those books. All of our principles and sciences are in those books, like Think and Grow
Really,
Rich.
if you think about it, they got rich off of repackaging all our old science, all our old. They got a lot of them cats got rich off that shit.
Yeah, they
They just
yeah they
repackaged.
really got they packaged the hermetic principles, the law of
Right.
attraction, cause and effect, and yeah, and they got rich off of those. Just take one or two of those principles and give some good examples and write a book and get rich.
See, but that shows you the difference between our nature, bro. Because
Hmm.
we just give, and we don't even ask for nothing. We give everything that humanity has as it pertaining to culture. We gave it to them. We
Yeah,
gave it to them.
because
We didn't even ask for nothing. We just create this shit, and then they take it. They don't even they give credit, but you got to do deep research. They keep it hot hitting and shit, but you got to find out for yourself. They're not going to tell you directly that no, this is attributed to us. You got
Mhm.
even with when they talk about Rome and Greece, right? Which both all the high philosophers of Rome and the high philosophers of Greece pay tribute to what? Egypt.
Yeah,
They
well,
both do. And that's who they
yeah,
paying tribute to and homage to. Oh, that's the first civilization on the planet. From your perspective, yes, probably so.
I don't know about the philosophy, but I know their mythology did.
Well, philosophy is nothing more than the conversation of these all these different subject matters. So you're going to philosophize about mythology. You're going to philosophize about science. You're going to philosophize. So philosophy is talking about everything. It's just talking, intelligent people talking. So that's what I meant by
Yeah.
philosophy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So you
Philosophy.
can philosophy.
And
You can philosophize about anything.
and this is trip. Philosophy comes from Sophia, Sophie, philosophy, Sophie, philosophy. You have
Yeah.
that Sophie in there. Yeah.
Right.
It'll,
I mean, if you
hmm.
trace the origins of damn near all of these different sciences, the origins come from us. We were the first one who laid the foundation for all of modern day science today. Our ancestors laid the foundation for it. So this is not nothing that's, you know what I'm saying, that's right now at this point, of course, they hid it, they suppressed it, but now it's open. It's all open now, so they can't hide it anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's open and hidden at the same time.
It's hidden because people are not privileged to knowledge like that. They're not privileged to knowledge. It's a privilege to have knowledge. Anybody just don't got it. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no. Yeah, it's a privilege. People might have money, they might have this or that, but they they usually don't have knowledge.
Exactly, but that's the world we living in, which is ushering out now. That world is ushering out, and now people are having basically nervous breakdowns. This is what you see in the climatical change too, because we have to realize that a lot of climatical changes is based on our mental and psychological disposition as a collective conscious too. It might not
Mhm.
be just them manipulating weather. You know what I'm saying? That can literally like where you think brainstorm came from, the idea of brainstorming, meaning our collective consciousness can create these storms, hurricanes. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh
that's neither
well,
here nor there.
man, I was doing shit. I was doing rituals Sunday before the hurricane came. I saw me. my body, my torso on top of the cloud, and where the eye of the storm is, my body was there, and the storm was below me, and we would just dance. I was just there dancing and shit, going through the city, just fucking everything up.
Right. So okay, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Like, are evolving beyond humanity, y'all. We are evolving beyond humanity. You're going to look at everything as a human. If you're going to look at everything as a human, yes, everything that y'all have come up with as human, because humanity is self-destructive. Even if the natural disaster don't destroy us, even if aliens, gurus, or whatever in the world, we're going to destroy ourselves. Okay? Period.
No,
humanity is going to destroy itself.
Yeah, I don't consider myself part of humanity. I mean,
I don't either. That's my point. That's my point. We're not humans. We something other than that, man. See, we've been led to accept it. Because look, my thing is, look how the Europeans are fighting so hard to become considered as human, and this whole idea about the humanity, and then when you examine what humanity actually is, humanity is basically a curse on everything existing. Everything other than humanity existing outside of humanity is cursed by humanity. It's like a disease. Humanity is like a motherfucking parasite. Disease.
Well, didn't I say it was created by something flawed? And since it came from something flawed, humanity itself is flawed. Humanity is a flaw, and humanity began in the flaw and will always end in the flaw. And
so why do you think
if you're stuck in humanity, if you're vibrating from that energy, then you're vibrating in the flaw. You're gonna end in the flaw.
Right.
Yeah. So when you come in with that energy, and you coming across someone who's on the real frequency, and you think, don't go to war with someone who's on the dark matter, dark energy frequency, and you're on your humanity frequency. You're not gonna win. You're gonna lose badly, because you're gonna be stopped before you even have a chance to walk out the door.
Right.
Yeah, the spirit world will fuck your ass up. Will allow you to get fucked up before you walk out the door. You'll get up and trip over something and end up falling down and breaking all your bones or something. You won't even make it to the arena.
Everything about your humanity is holding you into a prison of your own existence. So, and you hear it calling. I know y'all hear it. I know you hear something beyond your humanity calling you right now.
Shit, right. These niggas, they better go listen to some Brother Panic, because he's gonna tell you, if you're still stuck in your humanity, your ass ain't nothing but just fucking food for something else.
Yeah, I mean, basically that's
just
what
it is. Food source. You're just filet mignon.
Just being in the energy of humanity is like you're doomed. You have nothing. Is nothing coming out of that. There's nothing coming out of that. That's basically an endless cycle of nothingness.
Well, they're in the illusion. No, they're just stuck in an illusion. They're not doomed. No, there's no such thing as that. No, just because they're stuck in their humanity, yeah, they're gonna go with the old world, but they're gonna have to come back and do it all over again. There's they still have an eternal soul. Unfortunately, this is like a video game, and when you lose all your men, and you have to start all over again, and you know, where other people advanced on to the next stage, and then to the next stage and next stage. No, your men get wiped. You get all wiped out, and then you have to start all over and start from stage one all back to stage 10, or as far as you can go on the net on this go round. But in Gnosticism, incarnation is incarceration for the soul. They believe that incarnation is a prison, and the key is to gain enough gnosis of true self, the universe, the gods, and how it's all related. So that way you don't have to come back and repeat this shit again. You can get past the demiurge when your soul when you when you move on and go back to the where we came from, the pleroma, the fullness, instead of coming back.
Well, I think it's realizing that you can be a human, and you can be a primordial entity all at once if you want to. Like, I think that's what we forgot, because we was going
Uh,
back and forth. We was going back and forth at one time. Like, we can go into humanity if we want to, and then we can basically, you know what I'm saying, leave if we want to. We can go back into these higher vibrational levels of existence if we want to. But
well,
we are going back and forth if we want to. That's what I'm saying. Like, this, when you are, what I mean by you're doomed, that's the sunken place. Meaning you're not progressing past that nexus, that point of reference that you're stuck in, because you in your own mind, right? So you can't see past it, so you're going to be in a sunken place.
you just
You're not
gonna
going
have
to
to
go
come back
beyond.
and repeat the
Let me
third
finish.
grade all over.
You're not going to go past that. Where our whole thing is, as order out of chaos gods, is everything is evolution. If you're not evolving, you die. You
Yeah,
die if you don't evolve. I mean, you don't necessarily die, but the energy is like what you call like a dwarf star. When it get dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. Once it gets to the dimmer, to a level of a to the
it
dimmest level of
dissolved.
it doesn't dissolve. It just goes to a whole nother lower level of itself, and then it
Yeah,
goes to a whole nother lower level of itself. You're spiraling down, is what I'm trying to say. You're spiraling
okay.
down within yourself, the sinking place within you, the depths of your soul. Like when they talk about the depths of your soul, you can be in that sunken place, not realizing that you are everything. You are the
So,
all. So
and then
once
you're going to be
most
manifesting on those
most
levels.
don't let me finish. Most don't realize that they're the all. So they think they're this significant nothingness, you know what I'm
Se-
saying? And they
Separated.
don't realize within themselves you are perpetuating that in your side of yourself. You're perpetuating that energy. This is what I mean by cultivating of energy. Cultivating of energy is a very powerful alchemy that we need to be practicing constantly. You need to be cultivating your energy. Like, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by cultivating your energy? Most of us
Well,
say, let me finish. Most of us say negative thoughts we want to avoid, positive thoughts we want to bring in. No,
mhm.
what happens is you want to accept and bring in every possible energy. What the thing is that's when you do that, that's chaos. So it's harder, and that's unbridled. It's unbridled energy. So in order to handle it, you have to evolve yourself into a whole nother aspect so you can manage all that energy that you're taking in. So this is what I mean by cultivating of energy. You're not denying any aspect of who you are. Don't deny it. Accept it.
Mhm.
Utilize it. Take it in. Use that energy. Cultivate that energy. This is what I
Uh,
mean.
yeah, cater the monster within.
Yeah, the monster is your energy. That's where that unbridled force is coming from. See, but
Yeah,
when you got that your higher and heavenly self to basically be like the control system of that. It's like the control system, like we already explained before. You have to be
yeah.
able to. And how do you? The control system is literally you balancing your heart with your mind and your mind with your heart.
The love, you got to be tapped into the love frequency.
Right.
If you're not tapped into the love frequency, then you're just going to become an ugly, out of control monster. When I say monster, that's not the monster I'm talking about. I'm talking about that, you know, that monster that, yeah, it can be a son of a bitch, but it's getting everything done that needs to be done in the name of love. I mean,
Listen,
it's doing it all for love.
monsters, darkness, demons, um, fallen angels, all that stuff is explaining an aspect of your energy, an aspect of who you are.
Yeah, exactly. And how I can get things done. Energies that I can tap into to get shit done.
Right.
If I want
So it's
to
like
get
when you
shit manifesting.
right. So it's not when you shun an aspect of yourself, you out of balance. You shun an aspect of yourself. This is what
Yeah.
shadow work is for. Accept this stuff. Accept that you're a monster.
You need that
Deep
monster. You
down.
need that monstrous energy to overthrow this world, to
Right.
overthrow your adversities, to overthrow everything that's coming up against you, and also to that monster to build your soul to the point to where it become more massive
That
than
is the
anything.
monster. The monster is your soul.
Yeah,
Yes.
the
That's
monster
the
is soul.
monster. To
Yeah,
your
that's
humanity, look, that's what's so crazy about it, because to your humanity, your soul is going to look like a monster, motherfucker. You get
because
that?
the opposite of your humanity is
Yes,
anti-humanity.
yes. It's gonna be it's gonna
It's
look like a monster,
anti-matter.
right? That's what
Yeah.
all look, people who are obsessed with horror flicks, they don't understand what they do. What they're just attracted to an aspect of themselves, but they just want to be entertained by it, but they don't want to be confronted by it within themselves. They don't want to do the work within themselves. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
ooh, that's crazy because I never was into scary movies, bro. Never until
Really?
recently. Never. I
Mm.
never got. Because it's like when I used to look at them, I'm like, this is not scary to me.
Mhm.
I used to look at the most scariest shit that people like jumping in their seats. I'm like, what the fuck y'all talking? This shit is not scary to me, right? But then
Yeah.
I got it. I started getting it. I'm like, oh shit. So what y'all doing? What you're doing is you're showing you an aspect of humanity that
Hmm.
they're scared of, they're afraid of, with an aspect of themselves.
Hmm.
Like that. Oh, it was one movie I was watching. I forgot the name. This shit was dope. It was where the demons was was tapping in. This is why I got the idea of mastery of your demons is mastery of your self is mastery of your demons, or whatever I was saying about that. Because your demons is an aspect of yourself that's going to test you, to challenge you, for you to grow. It's like in this movie, it was the demons was playing off of their insecurities all every time, and then
Yeah.
when they
Yeah.
would fall for it, the demon had them right.
Yeah.
You they use you. It's a part of yourself trying to trick you, trying to get you off of your square.
Hmm.
And purposely, it's purpose. In our lesson, it says a man without a foe will never see a man without a foe will never see his greatness. Basically,
Well, actually, what your demons really expect from you They expect for you to rule over them with
Now, no,
absolute
I know you're
authority.
right. No, you are exactly right. But if you don't, what they gonna
Then
do?
they will absolutely fuck you.
They gonna take advantage, homie. They know. Oh, they
You
gonna be
to
like,
the
damn.
absolute
They gonna be
degree.
like, they're gonna be like, damn. We got access to superpowers.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, let's make,
Yeah,
right, because you got to realize a lot. Look, the demon realm, they very knowledgeable.
no,
In
they're
the
all
demon realm, look,
confused.
let me finish.
They're
Let me finish.
confused.
Let me finish. I don't know if you hear me. In the demon realm, they're very knowledgeable about occult science, magic, and everything in the demon realm. So
Yeah,
they very knowledgeable of that shit. There's high priests in the demon realm. There are fucking, you know what I'm saying? These
mhm.
high powered ass magicians and shit in the demon realm, because that's all they do, right?
Yeah.
That's probably how they fell within themselves into that emanation and shit of the mind. See, oh my God, this shit is deep when you get down to
But
it.
then there are aspects of us.
That's what I mean. But you got to realize that even that aspect of it is part of a parallel world.
Yeah.
That is part of a parallel world. And let me give you deeper. That demon actually probably was an actual entity before a light entity before it was a dark entity before it became a dark entity. So it
All of
probably
them were.
went through the process, and it probably was a human before. Most of them demons was humans before. Okay, so
Hmm.
they were literally humans, but these are humans who never really mastered themselves. So they fell into these lower aspects of themselves. They fell into these
Now,
lower aspects of themselves, into the demon realms.
how do you explain the 72 demons in the Goetia?
The 72 demons,
Yeah.
those are correspondence to these lower chakras, right?
No, those are correspondence to the 72 chakras in your first eye.
Right.
Okay. The upper keys and the
Well, I
lower
know they
keys.
correspond to the chakras, though.
Yeah, but the chakras up here. You see, it's they live in the black dot, which is a whole nother universe, which is universe B.
Well, the thing about it is, there is a higher aspect of yourself than that higher aspect of yourself. There is an even higher aspect of yourself on that level, right? So let me give you deeper, right? There is a lower aspect of yourself, right? And beyond and below that is an even lower aspect of till infinity, for to infinity, right?
Well, yeah,
And
oh, yeah.
above,
If you
this is
want,
how it works. This is how you got that vortex in between the heart, right?
yeah,
So
uh-huh.
in between the heart is a vortex that's spiraling down, and there's a vortex that's spiraling up, right?
Okay, so you're like two pyramids, two
Right.
pyramids
It's the
coming together.
Morkaba. It's the Morkaba. It's the Morkaba. It's the energy of the Morkaba, my man. It's the energy of the Morkaba,
Mhm.
right? And
Yeah.
yep, it's the negative and positive, but it's a spiritual energy, right? That's spiraling.
Hmm.
One is spiraling down, and one is spiraling up, right?
Okay. Well. Okay. Now, remember, Bobby Hemmings talking about Universe A and Universe B, where you have the two black holes and the two going from one end to the other end. Like we supposed to fall out of Universe A and then the Universe B, but we do that from the inside though.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay. Which means Universe B is here, the black dot in the first eye. So where's Universe A? Universe A is the brain.
Right.
Okay. And so there's low me and high me in Universe A, and there's a low me and high me in Universe B.
Exactly. Multi-dimensional, multi-unit. It's a multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
It's a multiverse for
Yeah.
real.
Okay. you see the angles of light and the archons and the angels and shit, they live in the brain, in the demiurge. And
Right.
and
That's
then
exactly the metaphysical definition of a demon and an angel. You know what
okay,
I'm saying? An angle of light, and a demon
mhm,
is an entity of the mind.
yeah, okay, all right. And so the brain is the front side of the tree of life, and all the entities on each spear represent all those different angles of light that rules over the brain
Yes.
on the
Yes.
day side.
Yes.
Okay, and
Right.
then in the spear of Doth, that's right below the upper triad, Kether, Hakma, and Bana, the supernal triad. You have the great abyss, and then the great abyss is Doth, and that's behind the tree of life. And in Doth, you have universe B.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's the dark side. Because it's universe B. That's the pathway to the subconscious mind.
I wish I can share on here, man. I swear, because
Yeah.
I got a picture of what I'm describing right now, and it actually depicts this the spiraling up, right? Because you
Hmm.
got different levels on that too. Because the highest level, the angelic realm, are not the angelic, but the Elohims, the
Well,
Elohim.
okay. So
But then there's
on
a
the
higher
tree of
level than
life,
the Elohims too, because you got the unmovable, movable. Right? I'm
well,
saying.
yeah,
Then you
yeah.
got
Well,
beyond that, you got the primordial mother, and I don't even think that's existing in that whole paradigm. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So what you're talking about is ain't software. That's the great mother, and then under that you have the supernal universe, which is called Atzilith emanations. And that manifests as the holy divine names. And that's where Kether, Hakma, and Bana is on the tree of life. That's where the higher entities are. And then below that, you have the great abyss, and that's the doorway to that world, and into creation. And under the great abyss, you have creation.
That's why I say we not the gods. We are beyond the gods, because the gods are nothing more than a mental entity too. They're a
Well,
mental
yeah. Well, on the tree of life, the demiurge, only controls the seven heavens, and that would be the seven spheres below Doth, which would be Hased, Gavora, Tiferet, Netzik, Hod, um, Yasad, and then Malkut. And now above that, so the key is to go ascend up the tree, and because like when you're starting from Malkut, you're like in the lowest universe, but that's the universe of action. And then you go up to Yasad, and which is the universe of Yetzirah formation, and you want to get to Doth, because once you get to Doth, that's the doorway to the next universe, and Doth becomes Yasad on the tree in the universe above this universe, which is Yetzirah. This is Ashia. And then you climb that tree, and when you get to Doth and that tree in Yetzirah, you end up in Yasad on the next tree in Berea, which is Form. And then there's a tree in Doth in the Great Abyss. And when you climb that, when you get to Doth in the Great Abyss, shit, you're in the universe of Atzilith. You're in the supernal realm. And then when you climb that tree, you're up in the triple crown of darkness. You're in ain't soft, and ain't soft door. You're out of manifestation. So yeah, I mentally take that journey all the time, or spiritually.
Right.
Yeah. So there are so many worlds above the lower triad that most people are functioning under, which is, that it's only predicated by the physical body, which is only a vehicle of consciousness. It's not who you
Well,
really are.
there are infinite levels on the lower realms of that, because the root of the tree has to be in lower dimensions. It has to be in lower realms, right?
Yeah, yeah, and then when who's to say which side is up and which side is down?
That's a good question. That I think they parallel. I mean, they shift, and they go back and forth depending on those who are going through the application of it,
Hmm.
right? It shifts within your you know what I'm saying? It shifts within you.
Yeah. Now, what's also a trip is that, okay, we're on the bottom spear on the tree called Malkut, which is the kingdom, and the top spear in this universe is Kether, which is the crown. Now, in the next universe above this one, in Yetzirah formation, Kether, the crown, in this universe becomes Malkut in the universe above us.
Right.
Yeah. And then Kether in that universe becomes Malkut in the universe above that one. And then
Mm,
Kether in that universe is Malkut in the universe above that one.
right.
Hmm. So the crown and the kingdom are both one.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
Hmm.
You're definitely right about that.
Yeah.
Right. Because we have to be mindful of the fact that you're you are complete. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I mean, once you get departmentalizing stuff, that's just your evolutionary stages. But you're complete already. You
Yeah.
complete. I mean, but like I said, you can evolve in that completeness too. You can
Yeah.
evolve
And
in
and,
that
and
complete.
then and also on each realm they manifest as archangels or orders of angels or demons or whatever. You have orders of demons and you have archangels, archdemons or whatever. But on each realm on the tree, you have different manifestations of the divine as orders of angels, archangels, or whatever, titans, demons,
Right.
extraterrestrials, or whatever the fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
What about these abominations of these higher angelic beings having sex with humans and shit? Abominations and shit.
Well, that's creating new species. I mean, that's been hell,
I
man.
don't
In
think it's really a
Gnosticism,
species.
in Gnosticism, Yaldabaoth and all of the archons fucking gang raped Eve and got her pregnant. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So, shit, the creator got him some too.
Right. You got
Shit, that was
something
the
like
first. That was the first case of rape.
that. Right. Right.
So I don't see how the fuck you get
It's
pissed
crazy
off
how it
at,
plays out.
huh?
Oh, this shit tripping. Looking at
Yeah, it's,
of the development of humanity and how we go through these different stages. Even with socially, you can see how we went from this Neanderthal thinking, because we got engaged with Neanderthal. We went from it's crazy because we went from high society to our
oh,
lower We went to from high societies to like our lowest level ever in this matrix and shit.
Well,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So that's, to
well,
me,
that
it's not a coincidence. That's supposed to happen. This thing that,
we talked about that before when we were talking about that 25,000 year succession, where when you start from the golden age into the silver age, if you don't have your house in order when you're coming out of the silver age and you're going into on the night side of that succession, then when you get to the bottom of that succession, when you come out of the iron age, you won't go into the golden age in power. You will go into the golden age uh, at the bottom. And we did that. And we did that on purpose because that was something we had to do, because we did everything that we needed to do in this imperfected place. And so now we had to we're making our escape. And in order for us to escape this, we had to become something new. In order for us to become something new, we had to fall to our lowest level. In order for that to happen, we had to just let everything go and hand it over to the other people. So we can go through this alchemical process of degeneration and putrefaction and ferment and become something brand new.
yeah,
Fine wine from the vine. New fine wine from the vine.
right.
That tastes so
Like
divine.
I said, from a human perspective, that may take thousands of years before that fine wine becomes. But from a quantum perspective, hyperdimensional perspective, that should happen instantly.
Yeah.
Already,
Yeah.
it happens already. It
Yeah.
happens already.
Yeah, because that reality already exists. So someone
Yes.
with that knowledge, they could bring that reality into this reality like that.
Yeah. Right, because they 9 times out of 10 have the experience already. Like they already have the experience, so they can actually usher it in that energy through that experience.
Or
'Cause-
or what you're doing by doing reading certain things, understanding certain things about reality and quantum physics and the quantum world changes your whole thinking. And then when you do that with a melanated mind, there's no telling what can come out of that chaos.
what happens is you actually start accessing your superpowers when you
Yeah.
start understanding the physical, so-called physical reality, and your relationship with it, the
Hmm.
energy, how energies interact with each other, mind over
Hmm.
matter and things. You start tapping into your superpowers, because now
Yeah.
you know how your superpowers work. Now you know how they work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
beginning to understand how they work.
Right. So there was an episode of Agents of Shield where they was talking about that. It was one of these terror genesis humans. You know, terror genesis is when they left an alien group left some innate genetics inside some humans and shit that will
Oh,
come online at a certain time. It's called terror genesis, right?
okay.
One of
Yeah, I
them,
know.
one of them went through terror genesis. Hello.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
here.
yeah. They went to one of was a sister, not sister, a woman. She went to Genesis, and
Hmm.
her superpowers was she can make things transparent. She can make things basically vibrates. She can make her molecular structure vibrate slower and faster in between molecules. She can make
Mm.
her shit vibrate in between molecules, right? Meaning she can put her hand through solid things that are solid. She can put
Oh,
her hand through it, right?
oh, yeah,
So somebody explained the physics of matter being able to transport through each other and things of that nature, and the state they go to. She used that as a reference. Now she was able to do it because she wasn't able to do it as good. She knew the science of it and was able to do it perfectly now. So that's why you need to know what's
Yeah.
going on,
Mm-hmm.
because now you're accessing aspects of your superpowers
Mm-hmm.
that were innate, that they couldn't, it can't even come online if you don't know how to apply it. It ain't gonna even come
Sometimes,
online.
sometimes shit just gets downloaded, and you just all of a sudden you know shit.
That's how I am. I don't know where the fuck
Okay.
I be getting these downloads from, but I guess,
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I think I got direct access to what's called the Akashic record. The Akashic record is basically the genetic memory of all of biological existence. It's the genetic
Yeah.
memory of
All
all biological
existence.
existence.
All
Not not
existence.
and not just on this so-called plane of existence. I'm talking about
All
every
every
species of creature that was created on a biological level. The genetic memory, you can tap into it.
yeah.
You can tap into that. That's literally really called. That's really what the Akashic records is. The Akashic
It's
record is literally that genetic memory of the whole cosmos.
of the all. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's kind of like a dictionary, a dictionary and access to all the information within the all.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's in your DNA. That's what's so cold about it. You just got to be able to access it. It's already in your DNA.
Yeah, and especially in the junk DNA. That's where a lot of shit is. You got to bring that shit online.
See, but the thing about junk DNA is because the society is not a society that orientates you into ushering that innate
I
DNA
know
in. Meaning, we don't live in a
exactly.
society that teaches us. We don't live in a society that teaches how to use our teleportation skills. Because we can teleport.
Hmm.
We don't practice that here, so that shit goes off like going to entropy, right? You telling it
Yeah,
to go into entropy because you're not using it. So also our ability to telekinetics and shit, and being able to talk to each other through our minds and read minds and things of that nature. We can do
well,
that.
you know what? When you get angry, when things not going your way, you start meditating and start tapping into the energy, the dark matter, to turn shit around. You'd be surprised what starts opening up to you.
Right, right, right. It reminds me always of that story of the sister who saw her baby up under the car and picked up the car.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Those instances. That's why we don't know what's going to happen when certain things happen to where that superpower got to come online because we got to save a life, or we got to, what I'm saying, save our own lives, or
You got to
what I'm
save our
saying.
own life. Yeah. Shit.
You
I
feel me?
mean,
That should have come online, and you never
I'm
know what you have the capabilities of doing.
I'm experienced. Yes, you don't. You can. We can be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah. We.
we gotta wrap it up, brother. Gotta wrap it on
Okay.
up. So get your last words in.
Well, man, last week was one hell of a week, man. A whole lot of shit happened. Next week, they're gonna have to try to patch it all up. But the the Vatican just took all the money out of the banks worldwide and bringing it back home. I wonder why, and I wonder what kind of effect that's going to have on the world banks when, like, the sum of about $2 or $3 trillion taken out of the money, out of the fucking banking system, when we're already in a cash deprived system. I mean, you seen the value of the dollar? The dollar's just been kicking everybody's ass. The dollar's been like a juggernaut. When the more valuable the dollar become intrinsically, not in purchasing power. The purchasing power ain't shit, but the intrinsic value of the dollar is going through the roof. and that's like a juggernaut, destroying all of the currencies and economies of all the other countries, including ours. And and the reason why the dollar is up there is because there's a shortage of dollars, and everybody needs dollars, and there's not enough, so the value of the dollar keeps going up, and that's just killing everything. So next week's going to be
And
very
the World Bank is manipulating this economy. These people who are operating these world banks, they manipulating the world economy so they can get their reset going, bro. They have a reset, and they are trying to usher in new ideas. Like we gotta understand that these people sit in these meetings, the ones that are
yeah, the World
public,
Economic Forum. Yeah, I know.
the one that are public is not the meeting that we should be even mindful of. The ones that are behind closed doors, when they have those public ones, those are just fronts. They fronts for the
Well,
private meetings. The private
mhm,
meetings are the ones that they really are making their
they
real.
set policy.
Yeah,
The
they
where
really
they
set
set the
policy
policy.
in the closed door meetings.
Yeah, and but the open doors meetings is where they implement the policies.
So, but the thing about it is, the humanity has had enough of exploitation. Humanity have had enough of being um,
A food source.
controlled,
Yeah,
controlled by
control.
these corporate multinational, you know what I'm saying, corporations that are running the globe right now. And people are catching up to this is what Occupy Wall Street was about. See, y'all think because Occupy Wall Street is over with, that whole sentiment and that whole idea is over with. No, people are still fed up with these goddamn bankers. People are still fed up with the globalist elite. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. This is why they got to reset. They seeing that there's revolutions around, and not 2008 was a perfect example of it. There was revolutions going on in every country. There's revolutions going on today
You
in a
see,
lot of
the
these
real
countries.
revolution that's going to happen is when the armed forces come to their senses and say, "What the fuck are we fighting each other
No,
for
listen.
these assholes?"
I swear to God, there is right now in the United States military, there is a slight coup going on within the military rankings, bro. There's a coup going on.
It
People
better
are
be.
getting
It.
ready. They're getting ready to be. This is why they're trying to replace the United States military with militias and private military. They're trying to
Yeah,
replace them now. I swear they bringing in
yeah, with
private
private.
military. They
Hmm.
bringing in so many private military. There are so many militia groups that's amongst us right now because they getting ready to reset this shit, bro. So they
Hmm.
gotta have all these paramilitary groups here. Like you see all
Hmm.
these weird people. If you seeing all these especially in the hood, I'm seeing all of these redneck looking motherfuckers that they on some, you know what I'm saying, paramilitary ass. They done went to some School of the America to get training type motherfuckers and shit. You
Yeah, it's
understand?
some well.
I'm
Yeah,
talking about all in these communities. You got to pay attention, man. People not paying attention to what's going on, man. We're vulnerable as fuck as a people, and I don't even. At the end of the day, I have been a fool for years to even consider that we are a people, bro. We not no people. We are not no people, bro. We
no,
are why do I say we not a people? Because we are vulnerable on every level. If that was the case, we
you
are.
know what we
We
really are? You know what we are? We are a bunch of trained consumer rats.
exactly. They have what? But the thing about it is, they've made us so self-centered and selfish that we can't even see the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is not even a concern of ours. Like, we don't care about the fact that we are totally dependent on these globalists right now, these elite that's running this goddamn planet. We are this corporate elite, and we don't have a problem with this shit. Well, they're going to make sure that they consolidate all the planet to where you're gonna feel it in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because the form of slavery we're going into right now is going to be based in depression. It's going to be based in recession. It's going to be based in they basically destabilizing y'all right now. They destabilizing everybody so they can create an order out of chaos situation, brother. Period.
Well, that's because everything is getting ready to fall anyway. Because from what I understand, Planet X or Nibiru is pretty much here. And after all these, we get past these storms. They say one day, real soon, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna go outside and you're gonna look up and the sky gonna be fucking crimson red from the red iron oxide that it gives off. Happens every 3,600 years. It's the Anunnaki coming back.
And did you hear about them testing these missiles that's supposed to be
into a planet, ramming them into a meteors,
changing the flow of comets and stuff, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anytime they talking this type of shit, it's something else going on that they're not telling us.
We're having
like they're doing something else.
Yeah, we're at war with some extraterrestrials or something.
Listen. In the intelligent community right now, right? Mm-hmm. What's going on in the counterintelligence community right now is they're getting ready for a fake invasion. They're getting ready for a fake invasion, a false flag, fake invasion. So I think for the most part, that's what's happening right now. Right? They're doing a false flag, fake invasion, but they're trying to disguise it as Russia, China, and all this stuff. Deeper than that. Anytime, I swear to God, anything that they tell us on the surface or on news media, you got to go way deeper than what they're telling you that they're doing, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
So, we got to realize that, and then we got to realize that disclosure happened 5 years ago. Disclosure meaning they already told us that these other entities are amongst us. They told us, the government admitted this shit. Do you know that the Congress is supposed to be this year creating a department that handles the all the information that came out from the FBI, CIA about these different multidimensional groups that are amongst us, right? Mm-hmm. So they had to actually pass a law, right? Go look this shit up. I forgot what the name of the shit was, but they passing a law to regulate all that information to make it transparent to the public. That's why it haven't really came out. Disclosure happened already. They already admitted it. They just have to, every time they do that shit, it's all behind it, and they got to go through their bureaucracy to make it come out full circle. Meaning sometimes, most of the time when they pass a law, that shit ain't going to go into effect 2 years later.
Yeah.
So this is what's happening. I swear to God, this shit about to be changed. Your whole life is about to change.
But by the time it does come out, that's when the shit goes down. It won't even matter then.
No, but the thing about it is, it has come out. It's just people are so in oblivion. People are so oblivious that it just went right over their head. They think it's a joke. They think it's a game. They think it's all something to play until the shit hit the fucking fan. You're not going to get a reaction from the general public until the shit hit the fucking fan, bro. You're not. They're not going to react to shit going on all around their ass, and you can clearly see it. How they're covering up the goddamn sky, where the sky that we seeing right now, that shit is not the real sky, motherfucker. You're
Yeah,
not
I
looking at
know.
the real. You're looking at a projection of a projection, probably.
Yeah, well, I last Saturday when I was at the beach, I saw there was a contrail from a jet that passed by, and you could see the white contrail on one part, and then it broke off, and it was like broken, but where it was broken, you see shadows, dark shadows.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah,
weird shit going on, bro. And we
yeah,
can attribute it. We can contribute it to that too, because they've been chemtrailing the sky for over 10 years now.
yeah. Now they kind of stopped. Have you noticed them chemtrailing a lot lately?
Not a lot, but I still noticed it. Not a lot. They haven't like what? Like I would say during like the early 2000s until like 2008, man, they was heavily doing it. But
Heavily.
now it's like slowed down. It's slowed down
Yeah,
a lot.
it
It's slow.
slowed
I
down.
still see them. I still see them, but it's slowed down a lot.
It slowed down. Yeah, only time you would probably see it, it's following the sun. The chemtrails usually follows the path of the sun. The sun always at certain times ends up in going through the chemtrail. So you can't see all the other shit around the sun because there's these big giant
Right, right.
fucking orbs orbiting around the sun every 27 days and pulling plasma from the sun. And right now we're in this grand solar maximum. Oh shit,
Mm-hmm.
man! These CMEs, these coronal mass ejections that are the sun is giving off. It's only a matter of time before we get the one that sends us back to the fucking Stone Age, where you can forget about all your electronics. None of that shit work. Your fucking electric car, shit, your fucking gas car with all its electronic chips,
Yeah.
anything with chips is gonna be fried. It's just gonna be a bunch of fried electrical chips once that CME hit us on the side of the planet. And when it does happen, I hope this is I hope we're sleeping at night when that happens, so that way it's on the other side of the planet.
No, see that's where it gets fishy because I don't think the sun is on the other side of the planet, like in the sense of what we've been told. I think
Well,
that shit is out of our visual range. When we don't see it, it's out of our visual range at that point. You know
yeah,
what I
but see,
mean?
it don't matter whether we see it or not. It's the corona mass ejection that's coming from it, and it's like spiraling. Okay, and we could be coming around, and it spirals right into us.
Well, I don't think it's going to affect those who have melanin. You ask me, but
No,
I
well, it's
think
going to affect the grid. It's going to, yeah, it's going to
yeah,
affect
of
everybody.
course,
You're not
of
going to have
course,
no
it's going to
light.
affect the electric magnetic spectrum of the planet. Of course, I'm just saying the radiation that may
Oh,
come from it.
yeah, unless
The
you have
radiation is not going to affect us. I got a theory about radiation. I don't think it affects us as as it would affect others. When I mean, that's just if your melanin is alkaline.
activate. Yeah,
If your
yeah,
melanin is alkaline, then it won't affect you as it will of other people's. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Everybody
yeah,
melanin is alkaline, so there it is.
yeah. It'll just become cancerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it become
Yes,
deadly.
you're right.
You just attack
But yeah,
you.
we got to, bro. So we can
Okay,
get
then,
caught
man.
up in this conversation all night. We'll be here to midnight. So,
You
all
got
right,
it,
brother.
baby.
See y'all
Okay, man.
next
See you
week.
next week. Yes. Peace.
Yeah, yeah.
Peace. Chaos. Darkness.